Hello, Eric.
Hi,
How are you?
very right.
Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
You're very welcome.
Do introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, my name is Eric OMONDI, and I am a menstrual health advocate. I do this in Uganda, especially. Yeah.
A menstrual health advocate.
Yeah.
How does a man become a menstrual health advocate?
Oh, great. For me, it starts 10 years ago on a Tuesday night at 2 a.m. My mom came banging on my door, deep in sleep. I woke up to, shock, and I'm like, what's going on? She's like, oh, there are screams in the neighborhood. So quickly dressed up and walked her through, the village dark roads to the neighbor's home. And when we got there, this man was standing there with a big stick and his wife laying down. He'd beaten her seriously. She was bleeding and all that. As a young boy, I was not able to fight him. I mean, I'm small and he's quite muscular. So I stood by my mom and supported her to get the woman up. And we walked the woman back home to a safe space. The woman was able to, just that night, able to sleep. And the next day in the morning, my mom sat her down to understand what had actually happened. And, I listened in from a corner because as a young boy, I was not allowed to join conversations where, my mother and her fellow women are having conversations. It's considered women things. Men don't involve themselves in, matters of women back in the day. So I listened in to the woman explaining, and she explained that she had just taken some bit of their food money to buy, menstrual pads, and not even the fancy ones. She'd just gone to buy like a piece of cloth to be able to make herself a pad. And that money apparently was meant to buy meat. The man needed to eat meat. So he had instructed his wife to buy meat. And so the wife thought it was she needed it. She was tired of looking dirty, going through her periods in shame and all that. So she thought, let me get to move in the direction that I can take care of myself. And for that, she earned a beating. And sitting there and listening to these conversations, I noticed there was a big problem. A big problem that no one was standing up to speak about the challenges that women were going through. And, continued to ask my mom, and I noticed that there had been queues and queues of women coming home actually to report different challenges from, domestic violence and all these challenges they were going through. Yeah.
How old are you at this moment?
I was 19 years old.
You're 19 years old and understanding and hearing for the first time that the lack of a pad or the need for a pad turned this woman into somebody who was being beaten, and it was happening to a lot of women. What did that make you feel, the notion? Because you're very specific around just one pad and not even one. What did that make you feel? And did you understand what that meant, what a pad meant for her at that moment, or did that come later?
Yeah, I mean, it came much later. At that moment, I looked at the injustice that the women were going through in my community, the kind of, the lack of the resources or access to the resources they needed to support themselves when they go through these kind of situations. And it is at that, the bang on my door didn't just wake me up. It woke up the purpose. And I decided from that moment, I am not going to keep quiet about this issue again. So I moved on to start to rally boys and men to join in the conversations. Menstruation is not just a woman issue. It's our issue. It's a human issue. It's their right to get the right products, to get, to go through the process with dignity. And so I started feeling it was me to start it, to rally the rest of my peers, and later to the men in the community, to be able to support not only our sisters, but the girls and women far away from our community.
How did your peers react? How did the men react in the community when you started talking about it?
I mean, it was unbecoming for some of them. I remember men in my community asking me to find better things to do than to hang around women and get to pretend as if I am going to be the Goliath who is going to handle everything and fight for the rights of the women. Yeah.
And your mother, how did she react to you taking this on? Did she try to hold you back and say it's not your business, or did she encourage you to join?
I mean, till this day, my mom is my biggest supporter. She encouraged me. She's walked with me through. If I had any challenges where I needed information, where I need specific examples, I would always go back to my mother. That kitchen corner where the women would sit became the best spot for us to sit and share experiences and to learn, actually, because you could see I don't live the experiences, and I needed to, hear them from people who experienced them. My sisters joined the corner. My, peers, the boys, while my mother was away with the fellow women in the community engagements, I would bring these boys to the corner, but later to just our home. So our home became like a place where fellow peers would come, not to play football, but also just to have conversations around how can we support our sisters and support our mothers through this process. And today, we lead a movement where boys and men are involved in these conversations.
Amazing. Beyond the conversations that you're having, in what ways are you supporting your sisters, other girls in the community, the women? What does that look like practically?
Yeah, so practically, I continue to mobilize resources. And with resources, I mean the financial resources, but also the materials that the women urgently need to be able to make their own pads. We believe that in skilling the women, we are able to promote sustainable solutions. They have access to these products, the products in their communities. They don't have to worry about the cost of buying them, because when they are empowered on how to make these reusable pads, they are, they have the skill within themselves, and they can make them as of and when they need. And what we have seen over time is the cases of gender-based violence have actually reduced, because the men don't feel the burden as they felt in the past to provide more funds to support their wives and girls in accessing these commodities.
So literally, they were beating their wives because they felt that they're having to spend money to make sure that their wives are able to take care of themselves. And now women are being able to take care of themselves by making the sanitary pads themselves, but also by earning. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, the men did not feel like it's their responsibility to support their women to go through their different health challenges, and not only the menstrual pads, but also the different health challenges that they needed to be supported in. So men feel relieved when they see that their wives are able to take care of their challenges by themselves. And it's just beyond, feeling relieved. They also see that there is sustained income within the home. Men in my culture feel proud when they see there is food, the women are not stressing them for, basic needs and all that. But we continue to ask the men to not just leave it as a women issue, like I mentioned before, but to continue supporting and to continue getting involved, because it takes two to tango. It takes a man and a woman to build that very, a family that is happy, that feels empowered. Yeah.
Are you proud of what you do?
Oh yeah, I'm very proud. Like I said, I found a purpose, and I want to continue. I don't know till when, to make these conversations normal conversations. I am on the track to normalize conversations around menstruation in the spaces where especially men are. I am on the track to break the taboos. I'm on the track to break the stereotype that, has been built around especially societal challenges that affect not only women, young people, but also the men themselves, because it's all cross-cutting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can you share an incident that fueled your passion? You found purpose at 19. You continue to fight. You continue to do what you do. All of us need moments that give us this further boost. Has there been examples? Can you share one of a moment where, like, yes, this is indeed my purpose, and this is very encouraging?
Yeah, an example that I would like to share with you particularly was, following all these experiences that I've shared, coming up from a community where it was very difficult to involve myself in these conversations, to actually being able to mobilize my fellow young people into a movement. We, about 10 years ago, we mobilized a road run, a campaign, And this did not only see us, the 12 of us, saw a group, saw a district, saw a town come together to agree that we needed to raise even more awareness about menstrual hygiene in particular. And this particular event saw us mobilize not only resources, but equipment to support women in continuing to make, these pads for their daughters and the girls in school. Today, we pride ourselves because, I have been able to inspire fellow young men in my town. We pride in ourselves in running an organization that has not only, supported, like I mentioned, women in my community, but women all over the district and all over the region that we come from. We are talking about over 10,000 women supported not only with menstrual care products, but also with education on, their general health, sanitation, gender-based violence. And we have seen a reduction in the cases reported, even in the local police and local media. And we believe that we're still on the course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
What do you hope for the next 10 years? You've been doing this for 10 years. What do you hope to achieve in the next 10 years?
In the next 10 years, a society that does not stigmatize women and girls.
Amazing.
When they go through their menstrual
Their
processes and periods. I look at restoring hope for these women and girls, especially in the last mile communities who have lost hope, who have no access to these resources. Thank you.
Of course, I'll ask you, Eric, what are you in service of?
I am in service of the empowerment of women and girls whose voices have been silenced, not only in my community, throughout the continent.
Thank you.
You're welcome.